Once upon a time, in a faraway land, deep inside an enchanted forest, there lived a little girl named Ilara. Now, Ilara wasn't any ordinary girl. You see, she had hair as red as rubies, a complexion like alabaster, and lips as blue as the forget-me-nots that grew wild in the forest. In fact, Ilara was so beautiful that all the woodland creatures would stop and stare whenever she passed by, and the birds would sing, and the flowers would dance just to catch another glimpse of her. One day, Ilara's mother, who was the queen of the fairies, called her to the garden. "My dear daughter," she began, "you are all grown up now, and it's time for you to find a husband." Ilara, however, didn't want to get married. She wanted to explore the world beyond the forest. But before she could say a word, her mother continued, "I have already chosen a suitor for you, a young prince from a neighboring kingdom." Just then, a handsome young man with golden hair and eyes, the color of emeralds, appeared before them. Ilara, her mother, said, "This is Prince Caius. And Caius, this is my daughter. I want the two of you to get married and rule my kingdom in my stead." Both Ilara and Caius were stunned. They had never met before, but somehow they had a feeling that this meeting wasn't by mere chance. As they were to be wed the next day, Ilara spent the evening before her wedding wandering through the enchanted forest, deep in thought. Suddenly, she heard a twig snap and a deep voice boomed. "Who's there?" Startled, Ilara turned around, but there was no one there. Then she heard the voice again. "I said, who's there?" And there, standing before her, was a tall, handsome man with skin as dark as midnight and hair like a raven's wing. "Who are you?" Ilara asked, her heart pounding in her chest. "You may call me the guardian of the forest," he replied, "and I am here to tell you that you do not have to marry Prince Caius if you do unwant to." Ilara explained to him how her mother, the fairy queen, had arranged the marriage and how she didn't know what to do. The guardian of the forest listened patiently, and when Ilara was finished, he said, "Do not worry. I will help you." The next morning, as Ilara was getting ready to be married, the guardian of the forest appeared in her chamber. "Are you ready, Ilara?" he asked. She took a deep breath and replied, "I am." He led her out of the castle, past the gardens, and into the heart of the enchanted forest. All around them, the trees and flowers seemed to part, making a path for them to walk on. Finally, they arrived at a clearing where a magnificent black horse was waiting. Its coat shone like polished onyx, and its eyes twinkled like stars. "Get on, Ilara," said the guardian of the forest. "We must hurry." And with that, he helped her onto the horse, and they rode off into the distance. Meanwhile, Prince Caius was looking for Ilara, but the guardian of the forest had cast a spell over the forest, causing all the animals to forget the existence of both Ilara and Prince Caius. So the prince never saw her again. Ilara and the guardian of the forest rode for many hours, until they came across a beautiful cottage made of wood and stone. Smoke was rising from its chimney, and the sound of a gentle stream could be heard nearby. "This is where you will stay for now," the guardian of the forest told her. "I must return to the forest. I'll come back for you soon." And with that, he vanished. Ilara knocked on the door, and a kind old woman opened it. "Hello," said Ilara. "The guardian of the forest told me to come here." The old woman smiled and said, "Ah, yes, I knew you were coming. Come inside, child. You must be tired from your journey." Ilara spent the next few days at the cottage, resting and exploring the surrounding area. She discovered a small pond where she could swim and a meadow full of wildflowers. She also met some friendly animals who told her that the old woman was actually a witch, but a good witch. One day, the guardian of the forest returned to the cottage, and he and Ilara rode off into the sunset, their love growing stronger with each passing moment. And that, my little friends, is the story of how Ella, the most beautiful girl in the forest, found true love in an unexpected place. The end.